the holly, put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking. I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single flurry, but Santa dear, we're in a hurry. So climb down the chimney, put up the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruit cake, it's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough. For we need a little music, need a little laughter, need a little singing, ringing through the rafters, and we need a little snappy, happy ever after. We need a little Christmas now. Haul out the holly, put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking. I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder. We need a little cheer all throughout the year. We need a little Christmas now.
That's Pierre Gautreau. Wait, you don't get away that easily. That's Cara Baum
And that's Zenz.
and Fran Correa. Thank you so much. So, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We're going to do them together.
You don't need me for that.
I like having you here.
All right.
Is this thing on? Oh, okay, I'll trust it. My ears must not be working today very well. No, it's great to have you all here. So we've got a couple of things that are going. First of all, that was a little preview of what you can expect on Friday night, those of you who bought your tickets. If you didn't buy your tickets, I'm sorry to say we are completely sold out. So you'll have to get your tickets for next year's musical extravaganza, whatever that may be. I have some plans in mind. No, but it's great. It's great to have you here. A couple of announcements. Well, first of all, let's do birthdays and anniversaries.
Oh, all right.
Right? Because today is the first Sunday of the month, and so we celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Anyone who is celebrating a birthday or an anniversary during the month of December, Patrick is. Hey. If you have not filled out a ballot, and what this is you fill out your name, and you fill out the name of and I have to be very clear about this, a registered charity. Fill out the name of a registered charity, and what will happen is a portion of what we collect today during the offering will be donated to that registered charity. So if you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary this month, fill out one of those ballots. And while they're doing that, shall we sing?
We shall.
Let's sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Wow, that was. Why don't you take the next thing? Well, because we're going to still collect those while they're still collecting them.
All right.
If you could just here, why don't I bring
if I
this?
could read-
Why don't I bring this to you?
Thank you.
Do you want some readers?
No, this isn't a nice
Okay.
font. Yes. So this Wednesday, there will be no class, and there will be no Wednesday night service because we will be setting up for the Broadway Christmas, which is occurring on Friday. which is sold out if we didn't say that before. Short speech from Carmen and Judy. Shall we do that now?
Let's do that now. Yay!
Because we're sold out.
You said short, didn't
Short.
you? Tickets are sold out. Sponsors, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Many of you have already given your money to the office to sponsor us. For those of you who haven't, you can see Carmen in the office. Just let her know. Thank you again. You made this happen. We are so seats. Thank you. And for all the people who have sponsored us, we have reserved seating for you right here at the front. So that is our gift to you. Thank you.
We're in the show, though, so we don't need to.
Then you get even better seats. Because you get to look at all the beautiful faces out there. Best seats in the house.
If you hadn't noticed when you came in, some of our silent auction items are on the table back there for viewing. Bidding is not open yet. Please do not bid. It opens at Friday evening at 6:30 and the craziness begins. If anybody has anything that they feel like they'd like to donate for a door prize or possibly maybe a silent auction item, please see me. That'd be fantastic. And I think that's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's do that one next.
All right.
That one, right there.
The iPad raffle. The iPad raffle. If you had taken out a book of tickets to sell, the tickets were to be returned today.
No.
Oh.
The money from the tickets that you sold is to be returned today.
Oh, I
because
brought
you should have
everything back.
sold all the tickets.
Oh, right, yes, which I did. Ish. Anyway, if you have money from books of tickets, that needs to be turned in today.
Yes.
If you haven't bought a ticket, you can still do so in the bookstore.
Yes.
$10 for a ticket for an iPad mini. And that raffle will be happening Friday night as well. A lot going on Friday night.
There's a lot going on.
All right,
Yes.
I'm done.
All right, so she's done. Also, we are starting today our drive to support the Red Door Shelter. The Red Door Shelter, we did this last year. What we are doing is doing a collection of toys and food and various other items. The way you can know an awesome thing to donate is to go to our tree in the front in the bookstore. It's a little tree on the table. Take an ornament off of the tree, and inside you can read, there's a suggested item for you to bring back. We're collecting we're collecting throughout the week, so you can bring things during the week. Our last day of collection will be Sunday, the 15th of December, because we have to deliver the items on the 16th, Monday the 16th. That is the last day that they are accepting items. So please take an ornament and let's support the Red Door Shelter as brilliantly as we did last year. It was really quite an extraordinary experience last year, and they were so grateful to us as a community for helping them out. So check that out. Also, practitioners are available for you to work with. We have a practitioner here. Please stand up. We have a practitioner here. Please stand up. We have a practitioner here. I am already standing. We are available to you to know the truth. If there is something that is happening in your life that doesn't seem so great right now, do not leave it. Do not leave this place with it hanging heavily on your heart. We are here to pray with you and to know a deeper understanding of what it is, this thing called life. So please take us and use us. The other thing you can do, you can submit prayer requests in our prayer request box, which is up on the information table. You can also do that online by submitting a prayer request online. That gets sent out to all the practitioners in our center, and the prayer work is done. Boom, just like that. So avail yourself of that. Are we ready to do this drawing?
Yes.
All right. Helen, would you please draw a name?
Patrick Lee.
Patrick Lee! What is the charity?
CSL Toronto.
Even better! Thank you, Patrick. And I'm assuming it's birthday. Happy birthday. So, and it's funny because in here it says, now please welcome Reverend Jonathan Zenz. How is everyone? Great. I want to tell you, thank you all for your support of the center, and thank you for allowing me to be with my family last week. It was really an incredible trip that I took to Arizona to see my family, my sister, my cousins, no, my nephews, and also to be with my mom. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my mom and the experience she's having today during my talk. But we are here for one purpose. I'm just going to move this over. We're here for one purpose only, and that is to know a deeper truth. To know a deeper truth. So everyone take a breath right now. Just check in with yourself. Come to a deeper understanding of what that truth is for you. What is this truth? Today my talk is called, What is this thing? And this thing is the only thing going on. And that's what we are here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate this idea that there is one power in the universe, and we are all using it, whether we're aware of it or not. So let's all of us decide to use it consciously in our lives. We celebrate this by doing any number of things. One of the things I love to do is read on the cover of our songbooks. Let's read this together as a community. The statement of Dr. Ernest Holmes there. It's written in blue. And just check in with yourself and breathe into this knowing. I am happy and complete today and forever. Within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I radiate joy and life, for life is within me now. Life is within me now. Life is within each and every one of us right here, right now. And it is expressing itself brilliantly. Here to express life in her own brilliant way, I'm going to invite our practitioner of the day to share her words of wisdom. Please help me welcome Helen Bello.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, how do I want to start this? I went to a movie on Friday night. So I'm starting my really profound talk with you today. Actually, I went to see the film Philomena with Judi Dench that was just absolutely spectacular. And one of the things that I love to do is go to movies, read novels. I love people's stories. And I think there's something really powerful about a person's story. And always within the thread of the story is that little nugget of gold where we can turn injury into wisdom and create something really special and really wonderful for ourselves in our lives. And that's what happened in the movie Philomena. And I'm not going to give it away, but it was her story was so steeped in shame and regret. And what happened at the end was truly, truly beautiful. And I think that's what happens when we understand that we're the alchemist of our life. And if you've ever read the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, it's truly brilliant. And so I started looking up, what does it mean to be an alchemist? And an alchemist is this mysterious character and an extremely powerful practitioner of alchemy. And I think that's what we do as spiritual practitioners, and in using prayer and treatment in changing what is going on in our mind that is not working into something that can work its magic. And an alchemist has amongst his possessions the master work, and this is considered the ultimate goal of alchemy, which is capable of turning any metal into gold, or the elixir of life to cure all ills. And the alchemist teaching is about transforming one element into another more valuable element. And it is the wisdom that connects the alchemist to the mystical world. And of course, when we go into treatment, we're tapping into that divine wisdom, which is the mystical world, which is the one mind that holds all the possibilities for us. And it allows us to guide others also on their quest to understand the soul of the world. And that's what we do as practitioners, is hold that space so that someone else can be open to really understanding their own mystical powers and going deep into their own soul. And in fact, any student must teach and transform himself by listening to his own heart and to his own environment. And so it is by going within and listening to our own story and what is it that we're telling ourselves, that where we can find that nugget of golden truth and bring that forth into our experience, bring it forth into form. Ernest Holmes says, we may liken ourselves to the atom whose center or nucleus is relatively stable. Around it revolves the electrons in an orderly, harmonious orbits. In much the same way, we once discovered the stable center that resides in each of us. And that's that nugget of gold. And all of our experiences will then revolve around us in an orderly way. And so it's by going in and really listening to the story and finding that nugget of truth. And that's one of the brilliant things I think about stories, is that we can hear all the stuff out here, but then when we go into what's in the heart, what is in the heart? And where is that truth? And how can we bring that out into our lives? And so that's what I invite you to do. It's the title of Jonathan's talk, This Thing Itself. This thing itself is within each one of us. And that's when we tap into it and allow ourselves to really embody it, that's when we become the alchemist in our own life. And we get to turn injury into wisdom. And so, my affirmation for this morning is, and of course it's a long one. Someday I'm going to have a 3-word affirmation, but it's not today.
That's 3 words.
It's not today. You're right, it is. And that is so not your affirmation. Your affirmation is, I am the alchemist of my life. I turn injury into wisdom and know that God is my goodness. So I invite you to repeat this after me. I am the alchemist of my life.
I am the alchemist of my life.
I turn injury into wisdom.
I turn injury into wisdom.
And know that God is my goodness.
And know that God is my goodness.
I'll get you to repeat that one more time with me. I am the alchemist of my life. I turn injury into wisdom and know that God is my goodness. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much. We are each of us the alchemists of our lives. I love that. We know this. We allow this when we get to that deeper place of understanding, that deeper knower within each and every one of us, recognizing who we are, who each and every one of us is. So we're going to share today one of the newer songs. It's not in the songbook yet, but written by my friend Reverend Doug LeBeau. So I invite you to simply allow yourself to resonate with what you've heard as we move forward from this place, recognizing that now is all there is. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who
Spirit. We are light, we are life, we are love. We are joy, we are beauty, we are wisdom. Beautiful harmony, we are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit.
In this moment, as I speak these words for all of us here today and all of us online and all of us in our greater community, I remember in this moment that yes, God is always expressing. God is this beautiful, divine, infinite, creative intelligence. It is the one power, the one source of all life. It is in and through each of us. And we are beauty, truth, love, light, wisdom, joy, and peace. This is who we truly are. And so by going within and embodying this truth, we become the alchemists of our own life. We know that there is nothing that can touch us or harm us or hurt us. For the truth is, we are love and light and spirit. We are these beautiful, beautiful expressions of God, creating from this place, knowing that there is that little golden nugget within. And I embody that little nugget. And it becomes larger and larger and larger, and its brilliance shines out through my heart, out into the world. And all that I manifest is beautiful, is loving, is magnificent and extraordinary. And so, feeling this presence of the divine that is everywhere present, feeling it deep within, and knowing this truth, I know that all I need to do now is get myself out of the way. And so I give thanks for this presence and power of God. I give thanks for knowing that I have this power within to let my light shine out into the world. And I give thanks for each and every person here today that is a part of our community, that is letting their light shine out into the world. And I release my word to that divine, eternal one, knowing it is all done with beauty, with truth, with wisdom, grace, love, light, and joy. I let go and I let God, and together we affirm, and so it is.
We are light, we are life, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom. Beautiful harmony, we are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit, and who we are
it occurs to me because I don't usually do announcements anymore. I didn't even say welcome. And I do want to say welcome to everyone who's here, especially if you're joining us for the first time. It's great. I'm grateful to have your presence here with us today, and I'm grateful to everyone who's watching online today as well, and who will be watching in the archives. That was beautiful, Helen, and very apropos for what today is all about. Pure gold. We have some pure gold right here in our center. And, I talk about them all the time as being the greatness, part of the greatness of what makes this center what it is. And while he's tuning, I'm punting a little bit. But some of the gold that we have here is our band. And Pierre has brought this wonderful song that he and Tanis co-wrote. And some of you may recognize it, but you may not recognize this arrangement of it. Because it's an awesome arrangement of this song by Pierre Gautreau, Tanis Burnett. Please welcome the Queen Street Band.
I turned on the news today. Gee, you wonder what they're gonna say. Just want to turn away. Probably nothing there is gonna make my day. Now why is it that they always choose to focus on the bad news? I'm confused why they call it news at all. People want to hear about love and peace, not just the crisis in the Middle East, the misery and illness everywhere. Let the world catch its breath, and please give negative press a rest. I want headline news with brighter views. So tell me, how many people said I love you? How many animals found a home? How many strangers paid it forward? How many ways was kindness shown? Now I don't live in denial. I'm not turning my back. My head's not in the sand. Don't bombard me with skewed, one-sided news of a world I can't understand. Where's the beauty and the humor I see? Hope and generosity. There's more of that than violence and rage. Oh, why don't stories of compassion and grace and random acts of love by the human race get splashed across every front page? Please tell me, how many people said I love you? How many animals found a home? How many strangers paid it forward? How many ways was kindness shown? Kindness shown. What would happen if for just one day our world was reported in a positive way? More people would say I love you. More animals would find a home. More strangers would pay it forward. More kindness would be shown. Kindness would be shown. More kindness would be shown. More kindness would be shown. How many people say I love you?
Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. Thank you so much for that. Did you hear it? I was waiting for it to. There was a buzzing. There was a vibrating string, which is kind of what we all are. We're all just kind of vibrating strings, right? So I decided several weeks ago, very uncharacteristically, I sent an email to Tanis. Well, it was at least a month and a half ago now, saying, I've prepared my talk topics for the rest of the year. And what I decided to do is these first 3 weeks of December, this week, the 1st, the 8th, and the 15th, I'm going to sort of go back to basics. And I'm going to go over the introduction of the Science of Mind textbook. So all the quotes that I've got, the Ernest Holmes quotes today, are going to be from the introduction to the book. And it's not because I think you need to have, go back to the introduction of the book, but I always talk about, well, I have said many times that in a 700-page book, all you really need to know are the first 30 pages. Because that's where the entire philosophy that we teach is in the first 30 pages of this book. The rest of it is lots of words. So today, what is this thing? What is this thing? The first part of the introduction is called the thing itself. The thing itself. So today I ask the question, what is this thing? And really the deeper question to ask is, what is this thing for you? I said it earlier. What is this thing for you? And how are you utilizing it in your everyday life? How are you utilizing it? Because that's really the important part. I don't really care what you think about the nature of God. I don't really care. The truth is, you are the nature of God. That is the thing. So I can answer what is this thing very simply by saying, you are this thing. You are this thing. You are the nature of God. So why do we come here every Sunday to talk about this? Why are we here? Why are we here? Well, we talk about this, I do talk about the Science of Mind being a religion because we come here, we talk about the nature of God on a Sunday. So in a traditional sense, we are a church because we're talking about God on a Sunday morning, right? So you've all come to church. Can you just go with that for today? You've all come to church, and you're going to get all churched up today. But the truth is, Ernest Holmes did not want this to be a religion. Did you know that? He did not want this to be a religion. This is a healing and a teaching philosophy. That's what this is. So the fact that you're here on a Sunday morning just happens to be a fluke. Because the truth is the truth, no matter when you speak it. It doesn't have to be spoken on a Sunday morning. You don't even have to be here, but I enjoy that you keep coming. Just to be very clear, I appreciate that you're here. But you don't have to be here. You could study this on your own. You could memorize this book just like I have practically. You could wow. You don't want to memorize this book. But all you need to know to live a better life, like I say, is in the first 30 pages. So one of the first things he says is this, that he writes is this in the Science of Mind book. The study of Science of Mind is a study of first cause, spirit, mind, or that invisible essence, that ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes, the power back of creation, the thing itself. So we're studying God. That's what we're doing by being here. And what we understand about God, what we teach about God is everything. So when I first came in here about 2 years ago and started saying, you are God, and you are God, and you are God, and you are God, I wasn't kidding. Because everything is God. The lectern is God. Here we go. There's my wall. The wall is God. The water is God. Everything is God. Everything. Can you really wrap your mind around that? Because we still, I think a lot of us will have the tendency to think, oh, God is something out there. And God is not something out there. God is an energy from which everything is created. And that's really the important part of this aspect. That's actually going to be next week when we talk about how to use it, which is God is creative. And all God is ever doing is creating, and it is creating by means of us, by means of our use of mind. So today is that reminder to come to that understanding that there is one thing going on, and it is mind. Now, what is mind? Mind is not your brain. We're all utilizing mind, but we cannot truly understand or comprehend the universality of mind. But we're all using it. And we think we're aware of it in our thinking. And yet it goes so much far, it goes so beyond the limitations of our individualized thinking. Mind is universal. We individualize it. We are all part of the universal. You getting the theme here? We're all part of a whole. And so as we come together in a deeper understanding of this unity that we have and are as this divine power, then we get to do what Helen talked about and become the alchemists of our life and turn the whatever, the steel, or I'm going to call it steel today. We can turn the lead, okay, I'll use lead because that's what I hear. We're going to turn that lead into gold. And we do that by understanding what the lead truly is, which is simply the power in form. That's all it is. It's the power in form. I know, I'm like, I hope it's not mine. I hear everything, by the way. I don't know if you know this. I hear everything. So, when we understand that we can turn lead into gold, then we eliminate suffering in our life. Now, a couple weeks ago, I had a response to my talk. Because I talked about suffering a couple weeks ago and that it truly isn't necessary. And then there were people saying, well, you know, if it shows up, then yes, it is necessary. And I actually don't disagree with that. Here's the thing about suffering. Well, let me start with this. Ernest Holmes writes this: the divine plan is one of freedom. The divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. So although we may experience suffering in our lives, it is not God ordained. And we are the ones who are in charge of moving through that suffering to a place of deeper understanding of who and what we are. And when we really get that, the suffering is eliminated. Now, the other thing that I want to be very clear on is this may take work. I know. Did I hear some? I heard it. It may take work. Damn. You mean I have to work at this? I can't just come here on a Sunday and be like, oh, everything's great. No. And in fact, those are the religious scientists that make me crazy. I'm going to call them out because the religious scientists, and that's what we call the philosophy as we experience it. The book is the science of mind. We call ourselves religious scientists. At least I call myself. You can call yourself whatever you want. I call myself a religious scientist. But the religious scientists that make me crazy are the ones who go about life saying everything's great, everything's lovely, isn't life wonderful? And their life is literally falling apart around their ears. They don't get it. They really don't get it because they have not embodied the truth of who they are. They talk a good game, they say all the right words, but it's not about just saying the words. It's about really coming to a deeper understanding. And you know what? It takes work. It takes work. Don't be afraid of the work. Because the more you engage in the work, the more you go to that next level and turn your lead into gold in your life. If you are suffering, if you are experiencing suffering in this moment or in your life at some point, and I trust none of you are experiencing suffering right now, but if you are, do the work to come to that necessary understanding that you are God. Don't put God out there. You are that power. Learn what must be learned and take the time to do it. Take the time that is required to do it to alleviate the suffering in your life. This is done through the work of becoming more consciously aware. That's all I'm ever really talking about, coming to a deeper sense of awareness, consciously, the truth of who you are. You are God. Really hear that. You are God. So anything you require, anything you desire, is at your command, so long as it hurts no one. Breathe into that. Now, it is also our job to come to this realization on our own. You can come here and listen to me on a Sunday, and you may feel good when you walk out the doors. But if you're not really coming to the understanding on your own, it's not going to do you any good in your life. So what is this thing about which we are coming to a deeper realization? Okay. That was not a rhetorical question. I'm going to try this again. What is this thing about which we are coming to a deeper realization? God. We also call God mind. Spirit. The thing itself. First cause. No one actually knows what it is. Nobody knows. Ernest Holmes writes this: we cannot locate mind in the body. If I were to say to you, where is mind? Many of us might point here, right? Because we associate the brain as the brain. What was that? We associate the brain as the mechanism through which we are aware of mind. But you know what? I think we're much more in touch with mind when we understand it here. And that's the embodiment of the intellectual idea, coming to that deeper place of awareness, sinking it down, allowing it to be at the forefront of our intellectual thinking, is that embodiment. And that is actually love. Love, which is the self-givingness of spirit. This love is the creative energy of the universe. And through love, we work miracles. Each and every one of us. And there is actually no such thing as a miracle, because creation is just happening. Miracles are just the inevitable outcome of an idea that is first embodied at the heart level. We cannot locate mind in the body. All we can know about mind is not what it is. We cannot know what it is, but we do know what it does. And that is, it creates. All we're ever doing is understanding two things. God is all there is, and we experience the law of cause and effect. And we can use the law of cause and effect. So the body is a vehicle. The body, it's simply a vehicle for individualized consciousness, an individualized use of this universal mind. And it is our job. It is our job to discover and use this more deeply in every moment. That's our job. That's living life. One of the things that I teach a lot of classes. One of the classes that I teach is this online course. Well, it used to be in the room, and just so everyone knows, I am going to teach it in the room again next year. But I do meant this class called Mental Muscle, 16 weeks of spiritual boot camp, which was developed and written by my mentor, Reverend James Mellon. And the motto in that course of work is, do the work, live the results. Do the work, live the results. So if you're coming here for that shortcut, the shortcut doesn't exist. Do the work. If it was, actually, here's a good question. If this was the shortcut to enlightened living, why are you all coming back? Why would you come back? If there was a shortcut and you heard the message and the intellectual understanding of the message was enough, why would you come back? It's about coming to a deeper realization and going to that place of embodiment. Ernest Holmes writes this: to learn how to get it? To learn how to think is to learn how to live. He does not write to learn what to think. is to learn how to live. It's to learn how to think. How to think is a process that we are constantly relearning. And this goes in line with one of the biggest messages of my ministry, which is habitual thinking. We are programmed from a very young age to engage in habitual thinking that may or may not work for us. If the habitual thinking is working for you, keep going that direction. Keep allowing that habitual thinking to work for you. If habitual thinking is not working for you, figure it out. Do the work, switch the habit, which we are all in charge of. You can do it. You can do it. But you must do the work to live the results. We can all change our habitual thinking. I used to have very destructive habitual thinking in my life. And it led me down the path of failed relationships. It led me down the path of financial lack. It led me down the path of a lot of things that were not very pleasant to experience. And when I came to that understanding that it was born out of habitual thinking that was not working for me, and I shifted the thinking, then everything else cleared up. And that is the difference. Many people also are trying to say, I've got to shift that stuff out there. But if your thinking has not shifted that stuff out there, even though you may temporarily be able to shift it, is going to fall back into the pattern of your habitual thought. It is all about changing your thinking first and foremost. Everything else follows. Everything else follows. So I'm living the experience right now. It's a very interesting experience. And I said I was going to talk about my mother. So I just came back from Arizona. I was in Arizona for 9 days. And it's the first time, well, my mom was here in August. Many of you met my mom when she visited here in August. And when she went back to Arizona, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And so she's been going through a journey. She's been going through a journey right now. So I went home, I visited my mom. It's the first time I've seen her since her diagnosis. She started chemotherapy 3 weeks ago, and she's been going through the journey. She's in a lot of pain, which is unfortunate, and yet there are answers to all of it. The question that I ask, as I'm going to tell you this next part of what I'm going to tell you, is where does your mind go? Where does your mind go? Because here's what I will ask you all to do. If your mind went to the place of sympathy, isn't that terrible? Isn't it terrible that my mother is experiencing cancer? Rather than the habitual place that you can go, which is, I know a deeper truth, and all I see is the perfection in this woman. This woman is perfection, and it is her journey to experience. And as we all understand perfection, we are a healing force in her life. So where does your tendency and thought go? Because we hear that word, we hear the word cancer, and many of us go to a place of fear. And immediately we go to a place of fear because that is what we have been taught to believe. In the grander scale, in the universal scale, cancer is nothing. It is nothing. When we get that, the experience of the tumor goes away. So my mother, so it was Thanksgiving in the U.S. I'm sure you all know that because Friday was Black Friday. Oy. Need more water. My mother woke up on Thanksgiving morning and we were having a dinner for 22 at my sister's house that day. We don't do small Thanksgiving in my family, it seems. We had dinner for 22 at my sister's house. And my mom woke up that morning and was feeling a lot of pain that day. And I said, just take it easy. Do what you need to do. When you're ready to go, go. Just take care of yourself because self-care is primary. And I keep reminding people, you cannot take care of anybody else unless you're taking care of yourself first. And so my mother, the ultimate caregiver, she's had to step away from being the caregiver so that she can give herself care. I said, when you're ready to go, just let me know. I will take you home. We'll get you where you need to be. So she felt a lot of pain on Thursday. She went through it like a trooper, and she had a really great time seeing cousins and friends, and it was a really lovely, lovely day. And got her home at the end of the day, and I went back to my sister's, and I had a little single malt scotch, which I enjoy. And that was Thanksgiving. The next morning, my mother woke up, and when you go to the hospital, they ask you if, when you're in pain, they ask you to tell you on the scale of 1 to 10 how severe the pain is. My mother was saying she was at 9 3/4 on Friday morning. So at about 4 o'clock in the morning, she woke up. At about 5 o'clock in the morning, she woke me up, and she said, I need to go to the emergency room. So we went to the emergency room. And one of our first thought, now here's the thing, where does our mind go, right? Our first thought is, what is the worst possible scenario that could be occurring right now? There are a couple of those scenarios. One, the tumor has grown. That's one horrible scenario. Number 10, she's feeling the pain, in her abdominal area, so the tumor has grown. Number 2, she has, not that you all need to know the nitty-gritty details, but she has a drain coming out of her, that's, draining bile and all of that. And we thought maybe that's become infected. And if that has become infected, it can go, that's a direct path to your digestive system. So if that gets infected, it can infect everything very quickly. So we thought, oh, worst case scenario, that's become infected. Sorry, I only laugh because when you find out what it is, you might just laugh. So we get her to the hospital. We get her to the emergency room. They run her through a CAT scan, and they've got blood cultures going on, and there are, doctors everywhere, and nurses. Really cute nurse, by the way. If you're going to look for the good in any situation, there was one really cute nurse. Anyway, so they've got the blood cultures going, and they've got this going, and they've got people all around her, and and then they start injecting her with morphine just to alleviate the pain. Just to alleviate the pain. So the CAT scan comes back, and what we find out is the tumor has not grown, which is good, right? The other thing we find out as they bring the lab results back from the blood culture is there is no infection, which is even better. So then the question is, why so much pain? Why is there so much pain? You ready for the answer? What did you say? She is so backed up. Because when you say, now she's been on again, I'm telling you all my mother's nitty-gritty details. She's been on OxyContin for pain management, which is an opiate, right? And of course, they're putting morphine into her, which is another opiate. That blocks everything up. Opiates block everything up. And so what they found in the CAT scan is her pain comes from basically being constipated. It is so easy to deal with that, right? So where is the tendency in thought? We thought, worst case scenario, she's got an infection, the tumor has grown. When it turns out, it's not that at all. But where is the tendency in thought? Super easy to deal with. They did admit her to the hospital for a little more pain management and also to go on what they call the bowel regimen to get everything flowing and moving again. And I'm grateful for that. I'm going to call her today because I think she goes home today. What is the deeper realization? What is the deeper realization in all of this? The deeper realization is this for me. I know a deep truth about my mother, and I invite you all to incorporate this truth into your experience for whomever might be having an experience of illness. It's just an experience, because we can all come together as a community and know the unity of the divine nature that we all share. And when we really get that, when we really understand what this thing is and how we all share it, we become a healing force. Healing is simply the revealing of God in any situation. And when we reveal God in the experience must follow suit. So as we put our mind right in this moment around the allowance of God in this, my mother is healed in this moment. That's what I know. The mind within us is the universal mind. The mind which we discover through the work we do is the universal mind that we all share. The mind which we discover within us is the mind that governs everything. And so let's come to a deeper embodiment of that idea, and let's start taking control of our experience, knowing a deeper truth, and thereby living extraordinary lives, which is what I say we are here to do no matter what. That's what it is. Namaste. I'm going to invite, today is the final day of our stewardship drive. As we prepare our 2014 operational budget, your contributions to the center are important to us, and it's important for us to know what they are. So we have done a stewardship drive, and today is the last day of the drive so that we can actually prepare the budget and have it approved by the board before we go into the next fiscal year. Here to tell you a little bit more about her experience in stewardship, I'm going to invite one of the members of our stewardship committee, Helen Bellow.
Okay. I didn't really prepare anything because Jonathan asked me to do this morning. I've been coming to the center since 2007, and I can't imagine not coming to the center. I can't imagine not seeing all of you every week. I can't imagine not continuing to learn these teachings. I think for me, one of the gifts is, and there've been so many, is that my own evolution of who I am as a woman, as a mom, as a partner, as a teacher, as a practitioner. I never could have dreamed I'd be where I am in my own consciousness had I not been at the center. And I was doing a lot of work before, but it was these teachings. And I remember saying when I first came here in 2007 that I wanted to know these teachings, I wanted to embody these teachings and live these teachings, and to the point where they were just so in every cell of my body that I could talk them up and down and in and out and around, and that I just lived them and I would be them, and they were such a natural part of me. And I think I'm on that journey. I'm not there yet, but I learned so much about myself and who I am and what my own possibilities are. And I couldn't do that without being at this center and part of these teachings. And I'm so committed to the growth of the center, to the community, to living this. And so for me, actively participating in stewardship, being a participant on the board, and being a practitioner here is not negotiable. It's not negotiable in my life. There's no room for it not to be there. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to you, Jonathan. I'm grateful to all the members of the community. I'm grateful to my fellow practitioners who, we hold and support each other. And I'll tell you that the class that's coming up, the practitioner class, they are dynamite. And being able to witness their growth and their commitment, and they're willing to just really nail it every week is so exciting, because what I see is that there's such growth happening in the community. And I'm here for the long haul and fully committed. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So if stewardship calls to you, please support the center. This gives us a solid foundation for our future, so we know how to responsibly govern this center and manage our money. Thank you for that. We're going to go into our experience of giving. And let's read together as you hold what it is you have to offer the center. Let's read the divine giving statement on the back of our songbooks. Here we go. I know that God is the source of all supply, and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I claim an abundance of money to spare and share. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I give thanks for this good. I know that my gift today goes forward to heal and bless. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, and I know that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. I don't have a list. I don't know what song we're doing.
I love.
I love, which is on
Page 29.
Page 29. So as the baskets go around, feel free to stand up, dance, and celebrate.
I live, I breathe, I give, I receive, I laugh, I love, I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I give, I receive, I laugh, I love, I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I love.
And I'll invite Helen Velo to do a blessing over our offering.
Hello. In this moment of giving thanks for all that we've received today, knowing that all that we have received here is a blessing. It is received with honor, with respect, and with many, many thanks. For as we receive, we also give, and as we give, we can receive. And I know that this money, this currency, this energy of God that we have received today goes on to support this center in its own evolution. It goes to support our community members. It goes to support the education, the music, and the growth that must happen as a part of the continued evolution. And so, as I say thank you. It is with deep gratitude that I release this currency into the Eternal One, knowing all is well, all is divine, and all is blessed. I let go and let God, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Helen. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who makes this service possible and who made it possible specifically today. Before they go rushing out of the room, I want to thank Margaret Ann and Jim as our board members on duty today. Thank you for your service. I also want to thank Margaret Ann and Susan, who are your greeters and said hello to you this morning as you came in. With the dynamic kids, I want to thank Mark. I want to thank Christine and Kathy, who set up today. Thank you so much. Carmen on sound, thank you. I want to thank Tony, who's on our webcast today. So grateful for your service. I want to thank Nick, who's in the bookstore today. Yes. Our brilliant practitioner of the day, Helen Velo, thank you so much. And I want to thank Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. And I especially want to thank all of you for being present and bringing your consciousness here. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who's been watching online as well. So as we take this moment, simply allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to touch upon, perhaps it was just one idea that you can carry with you today, and allow that idea to simply resonate on that heart level. Simply allow a deeper understanding of who you are, and breathe. When I forget, we are one, and I regret things that I've done. I go within my heart and soul. I start again, knowing I'm whole. God is right here where I am. I am right where I should be, as I fill my mind with peace. I feel it washing over me. God is right here where I am, flowing in and out through me. In this moment, I am right here in this moment, I allow myself to go to that deeper resonant place of understanding, allowing a deeper idea to shine through, allowing that understanding that there is only one thing going on, the thing itself, spirit, first cause, universal mind, God. That thing with many names, but it is a universal energy which we all share. Each and every one of us, a perfect individualized idea in this mind made manifest in form right here, right now, and each of us using this thing for constructive purposes in our life. Each of us is living its life brilliantly, easily, graciously. Life is unfolding by means of each and every one of us. And so I give over to the unfoldment of the divine in our lives more profoundly right here, right now. I allow. I allow. I allow goodness. I allow joy. I allow passion. I allow gratitude. I allow wisdom. I allow. I call upon all the constructive energy of the divine to unfold in my life and in the lives of every single person here. Coming to a deeper realization of this. And for this, I allow myself to be filled with gratitude. Gratitude for this understanding, gratitude for this teaching, gratitude for the wisdom that has brought us each to this moment. Gratitude for the joy of the life I am living. And so I release this word to that immutable law, knowing it is complete, for I have spoken the word, it is done, right here, right now. I know it is so, and together we say, and so it is. When things go wrong and my way is dark, and when I lose my song and then life breaks my heart, I go within my heart and soul. Start again, knowing I'm whole. God is right here where I am. I am right where I should be. As I fill my mind with peace, I feel it washing over me. God is right here where I am, flowing in and out through me. In this moment, I am free. In this moment, I am free. Namaste. All right, let's celebrate this by singing our final song, God Makes Me Want to Sing. It's on page 15 of your songbooks. Please stand up and enjoy, 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 and dance.
1, 2, 3, 4. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good I can do most anything. So I'm loving every living thing. Everything, every living thing. I can see the face of God in the paupers and kings. In kings, paupers and kings. Well, we are all precious, no less or more. We've all got the same treasures in store. So I'm loving, every living thing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good I can do most anything, yeah. So I'm believing in my guiding light.
In my life, in my guiding light.
No matter what comes, it always turns out right.
Everything turns out right.
I just dig right down to how I feel. Then I take a deep breath and I grab the wheel. So I'm believing, oh, in my guiding light. Come on. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Oh, it makes me feel so good. I can do most anything, yeah. So I'm rising to a higher place.
To a higher place.
With the wind at my back and a smile upon my face.
Smile upon my face.
Oh, well, I'm living my dream a little more each day, and it keeps getting easier to find my way. So I'm rising, oh, to a higher place, yeah. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Oh, it makes me feel so good. I can do most anything, yeah. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good. I could do most anything. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing.
God makes me want to sing.
I can't help it. God makes me want to sing.
God makes me want to sing.
It makes me feel so good. I could do most anything.